Hello viewers, in this video I'm going to demonstrate how to set up change data capture resources in multiple tables using Azure SQL Server as a source. Change data capture is a process that identifies and tracks changes to data in a database. If this is the source and this is the sink, the target, if there's a change here, CDC will track the change and that change will reflect at the destination. That's what CDC does. So in this video, I'm going to use this resource, change data capture preview. It's still under preview to track the changes. In my last video, I used data flows to enable CDC and it was able to track the changes. This is the overview of what I intend to do. The first thing is to pick the data source, which of course my data source is Azure SQL Server. I'm going to link my on-prem server to the Azure SQL Server. So my source is going to be the Azure SQL Server. So the CDC will automatically find the latest data changes and automatically match and map the metadata. So once that is being done, those changes will reflect at the destination. Now, in the process of doing that, the transformation can be done using Azure SQL Server or CDC preview. Now, once the transformation is done, we can set the frequency and the destination in which those changes will reflect, the timing you want those changes to be done, and the destination itself. So this is exactly what I'm going to do in this video. So let's get started. This is my on-prem SQL server. This is my server name. If I click the drop down, you can see different server names, but this is my Azure SQL Server name. Like I said, I'm connecting this on-prem server to my Azure SQL Server. If I come over to this place, this is my server name. This is the Azure SQL Server I created. It's very easy to create. All you need to do is just to click create a database and follow the instruction, get it created. Once it's been created, open it, you will see the server name. Copy it, go over to the on-prem server, paste it here, then select your authentication mode, the login and the password. You will come across all this when you are creating the Azure SQL Server. So once you're able to do this, you log in. So I'm logging in now. I click connect. You are not signing into the Azure server. So I click sign in. I have signed in. This is my firewall rule. I copy this name. Go to my Azure SQL Server. I click set server firewall. The public access. This has to be enabled. I go to firewall rules. I click add a firewall rule. This is where we paste the name. I go over to this, copy the startup IP. I come over here, put the startup IP. I go back again, pick the end IP. I put the end IP. I click OK. I click save. Successfully updated. I go back to my SQL server, click OK to connect. As you can see, I'm connected to my Azure SQL server. Now that I've linked my on-prem server to the Azure SQL server, two things I need to do here. One is to enable CDC on my database. The second thing is to enable CDC on my table. If I run this query, as you can see, CDC is not enabled on my database. So let me enable it. I run this query, command completed successfully. So let me go back and run this query. It's showing that it has been enabled. So I've enabled CDC on my database. Let me go ahead to enable CDC on my tables. I'm going to use multiple tables. As you can see, I have 4 tables here. So I'm going to enable CDC on 2 tables to do the demonstration. If I run this query, it shows all my tables. None is enabled. So let me enable my customer table. I select this, execute successfully. Let me go back and check whether it has been enabled. I run that query. As you can see, it has been enabled. Now let me enable the product table. I run this script, click execute. Execution successfully done. I run this query again to see if it has been enabled. Fantastic. As you can see, it has been enabled. Both the product and the customer tables have been enabled. If I don't do this, I will not be able to track the changes. I have to do this to enable CDC to track the changes. Now that the CDC has been enabled, let me go to Azure Data Factory to set up my CDC. I'm in Azure Data Factory. This is my change data capture. Under it, I click this 3 icon, click new CDC. I rename it. Select my source, Azure SQL Database. I select my link service. I don't have anyone created yet. I click new. I rename it. Description, not necessary. Connect via integration runtime. I select the inbuilt auto resolve integration runtime. That's my Azure subscription. Server name. This is my server name. I select my database name. This is my database name. Authentication. SQL authentication. Username. I put in my username. My password. I put in my password. I leave every other thing as it is. I test my connection. Connection successful. I click create. I select my source type. I select my link service. As you can see, it has fetched the tables. These are my tables, the ones I enabled CDC on them. I click both and click continue. My target type, I select my target type. Let me use the limited test. Target link service, I've not created. So let me create one. I rename this description, not necessary. Type Azure block storage, yes. Authentication type, integration, I leave them as they are. Subscription type, this is my subscription. I pick my storage account name. I leave every other thing as it is. I click test connection. Connection successful. I click create. This is my link service. Folder paths. I browse my folder paths. These are my 2 folders. I click OK. I click continue. So I've successfully created my CDC. This is the source table. This is the target table. Let me preview my customer table. This is my product table. I have 2 tables mapped here. I disable the auto map. If I click on column mapping of customer table, I can do my transformation here, and also you can do transformation on your SQL server. I earlier stated that transformation can be done both on the CDC and on the SQL. Let's go ahead and do transformation. Let me click city, enable. I click this to enable it. Then before now, let's preview the data. Let me go back Under my customer table, if I preview the data, you can see the city. The first letter is in uppercase. The rest letters are in lowercase. So let me transform that column. I go back to column mapping. Under city column, let the name of every city be in uppercase. Then I click preview. I refresh. As you can see, they are all in uppercase. Likewise, you can do transformation in other columns. The customer ID, email, first name, and last name. Once you are done, you go to the second table, product table, and do the same. This is what you can do under CDC. You can transform your table. So once you are done, you click publish to save the transformation. Let me go over to my container. This is my container. Let me refresh. As you can see, no result here. Likewise, the product table. No result yet because I have not effected the tracking. Let me set the latency to real time. If I set it under 15 minutes, it will be tracking the changes every 15 minutes. Likewise, 30 minutes, 1 hour, 2 hours. Real time, we track the changes the moment the changes are being made. I click apply. I publish my work to save the changes. Successfully publish. Let me start the CDC. I click start. The status shows that the CDC is running. No changes made so far. So let me go ahead and make some changes on my SQL server. Under customer table, I have 6 rows. Now let me alter the table by inserting more rows. I'm going to add additional 3 rows. I click execute. 3 rows affected, so successfully done. Let me execute the select statement. As you can see, I have 9 rows now. Likewise, the product table. If I run select star from products, this is what I have, 5 rows. Let me insert additional 2 rows. 2 rows are added. Let me run the select query again. As you can see, I have 7 rows now. So let me go and track the changes made both in customer table and product table. If I come over here and click preview data, I have 9 rows here. So the changes affected on the target. Let me click monitor. As you can see, these are the changes made. This is the product changes made on the products table. 2 rows added, the particular time it was added, and the date. This is the customer table. As you can see, this is the color of customer table. This is the color of product table. Let me click on it to see the changes. These are the 3 rows added. So these are the changes made. As you can see them. Now let me go to my storage container. This is the container for my customer table. I click on it. So these are the changes made. If I click on this, based on the particular time I made that change, click edit. These are the 3 rows I added. As you can see from here on my SQL cell. All right, let me check my product table. I click product table, click the file, click edit. These are the 2 rows I added, as you can see from my SQL cell. Likewise, you can do other changes using delete statements, update statements, insert statements, and so on and so forth. That's it for this video. If this video is useful to you, please don't forget to subscribe, hit the notification button so that you'll be duly notified whenever I add more videos. And also don't forget to share this video. By doing so, subscribing for my video, sharing the video will encourage me to produce more useful videos like this. Thank you for watching.